Alright, yeah, welcome back to some more Magic Arena, and this week we're going back in for some best of 3 with a turn 4 Niv-Mizzet control list. So basically a control deck that revolves around getting Niv-Mizzet down on turn 4, which hopefully is going to be a pretty powerful effect. So without further ado, before we get into the games, be sure to check out the deck tech if you want to know the final details of this deck. But other than that, let's get into the games, and I'll see you there. Alright, we're on the play. We have Sarkhan with lots of ionizes. I think we can take this one. Highland Lake into Mountain into Sulphur Falls works out for me just fine. Needs one land and a Niv-Mizzet to get the turn 4 Niv. Whether the turn 4 Niv is a good idea though is yet to be decided, but Mountain is a good sign that it is. Alright, so there's our 4th land. That's good stuff. Good start. Highly doubtful playing against mono red, but you just never know, right? Getting shocked in the face is a good indicator. Mono red in best of 3. Interesting. Well, I mean, we're going to play down Sarkhan. There's no threats to kill him right now, so use him here to filter through the deck to maybe find the Niv-Mizzet. Sure, Lightning Strike. Got a Lightning Strike of our own to kill a creature. Looks like Sarkhan's just going to get hit in the face. Or Chain Whirler. Okay. Mono red in best of 3. What has the world come to? Alright, search for his Canter. It's been weird. I don't understand what's happening this week. But I have had a surge of aggro decks come along. Which is just not a thing. It's just not a thing. But, you know, if you want to play aggro in best of 3, go for it. It's not as if it's not viable, it's just not very good. How many cards we got in our graveyard? 3 at the moment. So, I do want to hit my land drops for the turn. As a control deck, that is very important. I could Chemisters with my 4 mana on their end step to do the same thing, but honestly, I think I'm most likely to be ionizing, so I'm just going to make sure I hit my land drop. If they do nothing, then I can Chemisters. But either way, I'm adding to the graveyard with my spells here. 4 mana and Experimental Frenzy, absolutely not. Graveyard that. And play a land and go. We're kind of close to Chemisters plus Counterspell, but not just there yet. Absolutely not. Shocks the face. Alright, so this game should be pretty much over now. As soon as we find Niv-Mizzet, we just win on the spot. Ionize. If we bin that, we actually get a land, so I'm going to do that. Look at that. Ooh, extra lands. Well, let's Chemisters. We want to dig for Niv-Mizzet. We end up getting Sinister Sabotage instead, which is also acceptable. As long as we can keep Experimental Frenzy number 3 and 4 out of play. Good God, our opponent's good at drawing them. That's our opponent's out from this one, and yep, there they go. Mono red in best of 3. I've literally not seen that in ever? I'm going to go with ever. I don't think I've ever seen that happen. Okay. So Sorcerer's Spyglass, unfortunately, is very useless. Experimental Frenzy is not an activated ability. It's kind of a passive, so can't really use that all too much. Fiery Cannonade, on the other hand, does have a few hits that it can get here, so other than the Fanatical Firebrand, we can hit pretty much everything. Same thing kind of goes for Lava Coil. We probably want to bring those in. And instead of trying to counter things, just try to kill them. Want to leave in a few counter spells, though. I could see myself going with, like, negates over ionizes. 3 negates and 2 sabotages, because Experimental Frenzy is the major one that we want to hit. Go down the Radical idea, since it is one of the flex slots. And Is maybe Beacon Bolt? I think Beacon Bolt's a bit too much. It's really bad in an opener, and it's 3 mana to remove like a 1 mana creature, so it's pretty grim. Again, we just win as soon as Niv-Mizzet hits the field, so as long as we can make that happen, that's pretty good. And Sarkhan just eats burn spells, so, you know. We'll Sarkhan, potentially lose him, but then it'll buy us enough time to get to Niv-Mizzet. That's the plan, at least. Let's see. Yeah, I think we're pretty good here. Lots of cannonades just means that nothing's really going to stick around for very long. Except for, as we mentioned, Firebrand and maybe Chain Whirler as well. But we have alternative answers to that. We just got to be careful with our choice here. Alright, one lander. Well, I think we all know where this one's going. Let's mulligan that one. And we've got a negate and a Sarkhan. It's not fantastic, honestly, but I think I can kind of accept this one, especially with the Scry. Yeah, I'll take a negate. We don't have answers to creatures, sadly, but negates for lightning strikes to protect Sarkhan is maybe a thing. Lava Runner, okay. Maybe it wasn't a good idea to keep this, honestly, but we've got one game to muck up. That's the way I like to see it. So, let's see if our opponent just wants to hit our face. Lands treasure map. Alright. So our opponent is teched for a long game. It's interesting, I suppose. Kind of happy with this, but I imagine this is more of a ramp so we can Banefire your face kind of deal. Hopefully we can get to a situation where they don't really get a good Banefire. And we threaten them with, like, Niv-Mizzet. I don't think Sarkhan lasts the turn, but we will still throw him out on turn 3, I'm pretty sure. I guess it depends what we opt into. Ooh, he's hovering his cards. Alright, so somebody's got Wizard's Lightning. Treasure map. I will probably also negate that. Oh, come on now. Need better than that. Alright, Sarkhan. Die for me. Die for me, please. Lightning Strike. Seems fine. So, I guess what's going to happen is Wizard's Lightning on Sarkhan, Lava Runner hits Sarkhan and he dies. I have a hard time seeing him not die here anyway, so... But if he survives the turn, then maybe Lightning Strike can keep him around. Graveyard currently has no instants in it, so... There's 2 off of Lava Runner being a 2-2. They could do, like, Shock to Sarkhan, Lightning to me. No, they just have exactly what they need anyway. Alright. Ooh, another Sarkhan. Flip treasure map's coming up. We do probably want to start hitting the Lava Runner. Because honestly, it's going to be a 2-2 next turn, so it seems like it's going to be pretty easy for them to kill Sarkhan. I could Lightning Strike Lava Runner, and then hold up and negate for the burn spell that they're going to try and use to encourage Lava Runner to become a 2-2. So this could actually be a turn off here. I think it just increases the chance of survival for Sarkhan if we just run them out of burn spells. So they're going to go for me. I'm just going to kill this now. Hopefully that doesn't backfire on me. Treasure map. Sure, we're going to use Opt. Any further progression of this board uses treasures up, which is card draw for them. And we really, I think we want to just be aggressive with this negate now, actually. Use it purely for Experimental Frenzy. Since I think that's my opponent's way back into this game. They've got 3 cards. Oh, and there's a Niv-Mizzet on the way. Alright. Highland Lake's pretty good. So we're going to go with the Sarkhan the Sarkhan plan here, I think. Then again, if I just hit one land, I can just hardcast Niv-Mizzet anyway. So we can go Sarkhan, see if our opponent wants to remove stuff. The only downside to playing Sarkhan is that we can't hold open negate for Experimental Frenzy. But if we get Niv-Mizzet down, I feel like we just win anyway. Because most of the stuff should just get pinged off by him. So this ends up being bait. We can use Sarkhan to find the 6th land by discarding negate.
The dragon whispers of your demise.
Which is not something that we can cast when we play Niv-Mizzet next turn anyway, really. Unless we hit a land, naturally. I suppose we could actually just decline this discard here. Yeah, maybe declining it's much better than just having a tick up.
I know what I'm doing.
Yeah. Okay. So if we hit a land, we can actually use Sarkhan's tick up mana to play Niv-Mizzet plus negate. Alright, opponent bottoms. 4 cards in hand is not something that you'd expect around this time for mono red. And, well, they got the Experimental Frenzy right from under us, so 'tis what it is. Alright, well, let's get Niv-Mizzet down. We got 3 blue, just need some red.
Might demands power.
Get him down. Hopefully it's going to be a little hard for our opponent to destroy Niv-Mizzet through here. We need to survive 1 turn with him. Light up the stage. Okay, so we draw a card and ping our opponent in the face. Yeah, they have the disadvantage here of Experimental Frenzy not really getting the selection that they might want to kill Niv-Mizzet. So automatically they've already used 3 mana to not kill Niv-Mizzet, which has drawn me a card. Now they draw a card with Treasure Cove, because it's not the card that they want. These 2 can be cast, but it'll use their treasure tokens, which means they can't Treasure Cove. So I think we just win from this point. It's like our opponent can chain instant and sorceries together that they don't really have a choice over. And every time they do that, they get hit in the face. So 5 cards. Let's tick up with Sarkhan.
I don't need
Discard
this.
Steam Vents and pinging our opponent. We're going to go Island, search for his Canter. Question becomes, do I want to attack him with Niv-Mizzet? And I think the answer is yes, because we don't really care about Sarkhan all that much. It's all about Niv-Mizzet here. And there's a chance that they just don't have enough hasty creatures anyway to kill Sarkhan, and therefore I kind of feel safe leaving him like this, especially with negate backup as well. Any creatures they play is a redraw for us with Lava Coil, and an extra ping on Niv-Mizzet. Yeah, so playing against mono red and everything that I've played against this week, I would say actually if you are playing best of 3 at the moment, I would suggest... Ooh, this is interesting. How do this triggers stack up? Ah, well, they've changed it up there. If they were to play an instant there, would they get a counter first, or would I get to ping them first? I think I get to ping them first. I think that's how that one works. But yeah, this is kind of like, you know, the sky's raining down meatballs at the moment. Okay, I'm just going to hit you in the face. And, I mean, we don't get better than a wizard's lightning, so let's just negate it. And hit your face, and then we'll opt and hit your face. Yeah, I've seen a lot of aggro in the past 2 days. Just these 2 days. Up until this point, I've not seen aggro at all in the best of 3s. So what I would say is if you are playing best of 3 at the moment, I would suggest teching your sideboard strats a little more towards aggro than you maybe would normally. Negate is a perfect top deck. I think that guarantees that Niv-Mizzet survives and that our opponent dies. Because now 2 mana is just straight up not enough. Actually, no, they could Lightning Strike and then Steamkin for extra mana. Yeah, they could have us here. I mean, get close at least. Maybe 1 point should have gone on Steamkin just so they died when they used their counters. So the Lightning Striking me with extra spare mana. Could hit Steamkin now, but they could respond to it. And, well, they've just had enough. It was not an easy choice there, so glad my opponent didn't emote spam me or anything like that for that one, but had to think about what that card was on top, because honestly we could get pseudo blown out by choosing Niv-Mizzet on Steamkin instead. Yeah, I guess maybe there was a line where I should have hit the Steamkin once just so that they didn't feel comfortable activating it, but I think they would have done it anyway, just to chain together since, you know, Niv-Mizzet was too much of a threat for them. But yeah, turn 4 Niv, taking down Mono Red in best of 3. It's a sight to behold. Yeah, I've seen, I want to know your opinions actually, guys, or from what you've seen in best of 3, if you do play it. I'm kind of curious, how much aggro have you actually seen over the past week, or just in general over maybe the past few months? Because in the past 2 days, I've actually seen red-white aggro, blue-white aggro, which is just glorified mono-white aggro with negates in the sideboard, mono-red now, and then I've seen Merfolk as well, but Merfolk's kind of okay in best of 3, if you could even call Merfolk okay in general. But yeah, I'm kind of curious to see what your guys' experience has been with the meta right now. It's changing for some reason, and I'm not really sure why it's going so aggressive, but it is, and I guess maybe it's just in the sign of like the new set, which seems to be speeding the game up a little bit and upping the power level, so maybe it's just in response to that kind of stuff. But let me know down in the comment section below. I'm really interested to see what you guys have been facing up against. But for the most part, I hope you guys have enjoyed this one. If you have, then be sure to hit that like button. It helps out the channel a great deal. Lets me know what kind of content you're enjoying so I can make more of it in the future. And lets me know you're enjoying this deck. And if you do enjoy it, then liking, subscribing, and all those kind of analytics help me to decide whether or not this kind of deck wants to come back in the future. So thank you very much for those who decide to do so. Make sure to hit the deck tech up if you want to build this one yourself. It is actually reasonably cheap, and there's a few cards that you could swap out as well if you're on a budget. Ionizes for sabotages, things like that. So yeah, head on over to the deck tech if you're interested in that kind of thing. But other than that, guys, thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Bye bye.